Yannick, we'll start with a quick question. Good form already on grass. How are you feeling coming into the championships?
Yeah, very happy to be back here. It's a very special tournament coming up. Obviously, I'm happy how I played last week. I'm trying to find a good form here on these courts and hopefully being ready for this tournament.
Start with questions in English. Matt?
Hey Yannick, what's more impactful for you in terms of confidence? Is it being number one or having won a grass tournament 2 weeks ago? What makes a bigger difference in terms of walking out here and feeling like you can maybe go all the way?
No, I feel like, especially in grass, when you have a good confidence with also yourself, it can help you. Obviously, last week for me was an important week. Last year I played semis here, so in my mind I know that I can play also some good tennis on this surface. Obviously, every year is a bit different. The Halle in Halle the conditions are different than here, so I'm just trying to get used to it. Building my confidence here on this court, and that's it. Thinking about seeding or all the rest, it doesn't make any sense. It's everyone wants to win and show their best here. So I'm just looking forward to it, to compete, and hopefully I can show also here some good tennis.
This year with the Olympics, of course, which is 3-set competition, we have that contrast between that type of play and the 5 sets of a major. What are your thoughts on what it takes to do well in 5 sets and whether 5-set competition should be kept?
This year is 5-set, no? Here.
Oh, yes, of course.
So
No, what I'm saying is at the Olympics it's 3, but
yeah,
here
no.
and the other majors it's 5. What are your thoughts on having 5 sets and whether it should be that way always?
No, for me, 5 sets, it's as a player is it's actually quite funny because you can change the momentum more times, no? So the match, you sometimes see more emotions, you see some physical problems sometimes, and I think it's also good to see how the player reacts in this kind of cases. Obviously, when you play 5 sets for long, early on in the tournament, it could affect you potentially in the later stage of a Grand Slam. But me personally, playing 5 sets in Grand Slams, I think it's part of history, and it's good to have it. Obviously, there is on the Olympics, it's different. There are best of 3, so everything can happen. If you start off and not in the best way, most likely one set is gone already, and then you are in trouble. But look, it's we are not. I don't think at the moment about the Olympics. We're here in London, Wimbledon. There is a big Grand Slam coming up, so it's gonna be hopefully interesting.
Hello, Yannick. Obviously, you couldn't prepare Roland Garros like you wanted. Would you say that you prepared Wimbledon exactly like you wanted? And can you tell us what you did just after Paris, before Halle?
Yeah, after Paris, I took some days off and back to work. I mean, there's no secrets. I feel physically much better than in the beginning of Roland Garros, because there I arrived with some doubts. Here I have no doubts about my body. We have been working a lot also in the last days, and yeah, so I'm not concerned about my body shape. I'm just happy to be here and hopefully ready to compete.
Congratulations. You spent so many years as a tennis player. Could you just take a moment and reflect on what you really love the most about tennis, and what you like the very least about our sport?
For me, as I always said, I'm very lucky because it started off with a hobby when I was young, and now it becomes my job. but in my mind it's still a hobby. You know, I love to go on court and just play, and there is no better place to do it in big stadiums with packed crowd. And I consider myself very lucky, and I think there are no at the moment negative things. You know, I'm happy to go on court. I know how much I sacrifice to be also in this position where I am right now, and it's always a huge honor to step on court. And I think that's one of the reasons why I love tennis. No, I'm just taking nothing as granted. Feeling honored to go on court and just having fun. I think that's the most important.
Is it possible to make a question in Italian?
No,
Question in Italian?
No, after.
Okay.
Yannick, I'm not sure if you watched Roger's documentary, but there was a lot about it, a lot about their rivalry at the end of it, with where three of them were, in tears, and there was a lot of emotion. I wonder if there's anything you take away from that rivalry for your generation of players.
So I haven't watched it yet, so I don't know exactly how it was made, but I can a little bit imagine how everything was. What I take away it's how they have improved as a player, fighting each other. At some point, Rafa arrived, then Roger was struggling, and then after he tried, to find a way how to beat him, but then Novak arrived. I think that's something what evolves the player and also increases the level of each of them, and they have reached 100% of everything, and this would be also my dream to arrive at the point, at the end of the career where I reached, 100% of my physical ability, and then the tennis and also mental. So, I think that was the most impressive thing what they have done.
One more in English, Yasmin.
Yannick, you've already had a hit on centre court with Novak. Obviously, he had his knee surgery a few weeks ago. How did you find the way he was playing? Was he near his best or still room for improvement?
No, I think he is feeling fine, but you have to ask him. I cannot answer how he feels and his body is. We hit only 45 minutes there playing points, so it's also tough to understand, what level he is. But for sure, he is one of the greatest to play on this court. So for me, it was a huge privilege and honor to practice with him. And I think all this question would be answered in the, or when you ask him, or in the next 2-3 days when the tournament starts.